everyone. Today we are going to discuss the case of the people of the Philippines versus Aurelia Magburang, in which they used the forensic toxicology to determine that the victim actually died by means of poisons. So now, my co-members will discuss the facts, issues, and rulings of this case.
Mrs. Coronan was the owner and manager of the sari-sari store in the Panisit area in the public market of Tuguegarao, Cagayan, in the end of a small rice mill across the street, a few meters from and on the same side of the house where she and her family were sitting. In the market was another sari-sari store operated by Mrs. Coronan's niece, Coronatas Badajos, titalized with the money lent to her by aunt, Mrs. Coronan, who had several helpers, appellant whose work was the laundry for the family and look after the children. Cristina de la Cruz, the family cook, Valeriana Baturi, a sales girl, and Coronata's sister-in-law, Mariano Baturi, Coronata's husband, the rice mill machinist, and Gregorio Baquiran, a helper at the mill. The Baturi, Mariano, Coronata, and their small daughter Erlinda had their own house but were allowed to use the kitchen in the residence of the Coronats. The testimony of the Rosas Bacod, niece of the Coronata and a witness for prosecution, is that on October 23, 1956, at about 11 o'clock in the morning, she was in that kitchen cooking rice and pinakbet, an Americano dish made up of an assortment of vegetable with bagoong. With her at that time were Cristina de la Cruz and appellant. Rosa left the kitchen to get a can of bagoong from her employees, the store across the street. Upon her return, she said she saw the appellant lift the cover of the pot in which the pinakbet was being cooked and put something inside. Appellant then replaced the cover and, together with Cristina, left the kitchen for one of the rooms of the house. When Rosa opened the pot put in the bagoong, she noticed some Swedish substance which she presumed to be salt, spread over the contents as soon as the rice and the pinakbet were ready to cook them to the store where she, Coronata, and Letter's daughter Erlinda had their lunch. Immediately after the meal, all their trays started remoting violently. Little later, Valeriana came and took them to the clinic of Dr. Remedios Reyes.
So, Erlinda Baturi died at about 5 o'clock that evening, followed by Honorata at about 9. So, Rosa Bacod survived. Post-mortem examinations revealed that Honorata was 2 months in a family wing and that she and her daughter had died of arsenic poisoning. A finding confirmed by the chemical analysis later made of portions of their intestines. So, the issues of this case whether the evidence proves appellant's guilt beyond reasonable doubt. So, the lower court's decisions. So, the case for the prosecution in the lower court depends upon the weight that must be given to the testimony, the testimonial evidence of these two witnesses, Rosa Bacod and Valeriana Baturi. And whether, assuming that they spoke the truth, the evidence proves appellant's guilt beyond reasonable doubt. And this case is an appeal from the Court of First Instance of Cagayan, which found appellant guilty of double murder and premeditated murder and sentenced her to reclusion perpetua, with its accessory penalties to indemnify the heirs of each of the deceased Honorata Badaos and Erlinda Baturi in the amount of 6,000 and to pay the cost. So the Supreme Court scrutinized the evidence, the testimonial and hearsay evidence to which the evidence for the establishment of the truth. So Valeriana Baturi was presented as the witness for the prosecution. So her job was that of a sales girl at the store of Coronans. At 11 in the morning of the day of the incident, she said she got her feet muddy and so went to wash them in the bathrooms, adjoining the kitchen of Coronan's residence. So it was then that she saw a pillar put something inside the pot containing vegetables concoctions. So on this point, however, her testimony is far from clear. In one instance, she said that coming out from the tienda, she had to go directly to the bathroom through the kitchens. She had just washed her feet and was entering the kitchen from the bathroom when she saw a pillar as above related. In the very next breath, she said she was already in the dining room, where she met Rosa Bacot carrying a can of bagoong. When she turned her face and saw a pillar putting something inside the pot of pinakbet, and still later, she averred that she met Rosa Bacot in the sala of the house, and that it was for their dad. Upon looking back, she saw a pillar perform the act described. So, Rosa Bacot's testimony is also suspected. She thought the whitish substance appealant that the place had the pinakbet was salt. Yet, she put the bagoongs anyway, without first tasting the vegetables to find out if they were already salty enough. She did not even ask appellant what it was she added, and why, or tell her employer. So, Mrs. Coronan, what appellant had done.
Valeriana Baturi's apparently incriminating story fares no better under the closer scrutiny. As already noted, she said she saw once appellant's act of lifting the lid of the pot. But in her testimony, she mentioned 3 different places from which she saw it. In Anchieta Coronan, her own employer, and aunt of the deceased Honorata Badaos, categorically contradicted Valeriana on several matters, including the incident of Valeriana's getting mud in her feet. But what is of material importance is Anisita's emphatic affirmation of the facts, that in her presence, her husband, Arturo Coronan, asked Valeriana what had happened. When they all saw the poisoned victims vomiting, and Valeriana answered that she did not know, as if she was that hacienda all the time. The appellant, questioned on the same occasion, gave the same reply, saying that she never left the place where she was washing clothes the whole morning. That Valeriana did not give the lie to appellant then, which she should have done if she had indeed seen the latter tamper with the pinakbet that was taken, and that there was no bathroom in the house adjoining and accessible from the kitchen. The only bathroom, according to Miss Coronan, was the camarin where the rice mill was located, and the only one to go there from the tienda was across the street without passing through the kitchen of the house, because there was a tall bamboo fence separating the house from the camarin.
Aurelia Magura, appellant, denied the charge against her. She testified that she never left the bathroom near the rice mill. She was washing clothes until she was called by her employer after the poisoning. The evidence shows no motive on her part to do away with the victims. To be sure, Rosa Bacot made this statement: "My aunt, Honorata Badaos, suspected that Aurelia Magburag is the concubine of Mariano Baturi." This, however, besides being hearsay and opinion evidence was belied not only by appellant but also by the fact that Mariano Batory married another woman shortly after she was widowed. While appellant married Gregorio Gagiran, the helper at the rice mill. The conviction of appellant rests entirely on circumstantial evidence. The weakest link in the chain is at the same time the most vital, namely the circumstance. The pinakbit was the agency which carried the poison. There is no satisfactory proof of this. What was left, that the pinakbit there must have been, if only a small portion, was not subjected to chemical analysis. It would have been the culprit. Of course, the mere probability that it does not satisfy the test of moral certainty which applies in criminal cases. The arsenic could conceivably have been mixed with the rice or with the ampalaya and other vegetables before they were gathered, administered in the form of insecticide, and deposited their skin folds and ridges. This last possibility was considered by the NBI chemist who testified as an expert in this case. In the face of the evidence, the Supreme Court are convinced that recommendation for acquittal made by the Solicitor General is justified. The judgment appealed from is therefore reversed. The appellant is acquitted with cause de officio.